What is up, everyone? I'm back, and I thought right now is probably the best time to start a guide to a series, as it's the 6th anniversary, so there's going to be a lot of new players coming to the game, and it's a really great time to start playing or make a new account in general. Now, I'm going to pin a link in the description below, which will allow you to start with Eleanor. It's a great link. And then, okay, cool. And then also you will be getting some goodies like Tagore at level 15, or is it Tagore at level 10, Ugo 15, and then Rector Draft at 30, I believe. Right, you get a lot as a new player. Alright, very cool. So, if you're using that link, just make sure that you're on a PC and you have Plarium Play installed. If you don't have Plarium Play installed, no bother, it will install it for you. But you have to be on a PC. If you already have a raid account on Plarium, just log out of that raid account, and then it should be fine. You should be able to go in there and make that new account with the link. And if you already have Plarium Play installed, it'll just ask you to launch the game, go through the tutorial, and once you're done with that, go into your inbox and Eleanor will be waiting for you. There's also an amazing new player code that we're going to use right now called Supreme 6, which is going to get us another legendary champion. This one's actually very nice. It's a void legendary, Supreme Galek. Now, Supreme Galek is actually really nice. And you can see through his reviews, he's really great in Hydra, Ice Golem, Chimera, Spiders, and pretty much everywhere, really except Sandevil and Phantoms, but he's very good. He's a damage dealer / burner. He's got a lot of amazing abilities, and then Eleanor is going to be great paired along with our Kale that we're going to choose. For our first 6-star, you could really go with Kale or Supreme Galek. Supreme Galek, I believe, has the higher base attack, so it might be a better idea, but he will be harder to book. So 1500 base attack versus Kale's, where is he? 1200 base attack. But do note that a legendary is harder to book out and ascend than a rare champion, but he is very worth it. And this guide's basically just going to be for all the new players or anyone that wants to start a new account, and just really help all of you along, because this game's actually very confusing, and it's going to be a lot easier to help all the new players to get a grasp of the game. So don't worry about events or anything like this. You can, if you'd like, but it's probably going to be gone by the time I put this video up, participate in some of these events. Dungeon Divers wouldn't be a bad idea. You can probably get Primal Shard from there, but do log on and make this account sooner than later, because obviously we've got the Alice Chase right now, which is claimable, I believe, 10th of April right now. So you can start the Alice Chase any day before the 10th of April. And she is a very good champion as well. And do not forget to collect all of your Call of the Arbiter. You get quite a few goodies, a lot of energy, brews, some chickens, really good stuff. I will not be spending on this account. I have my own account that I spent too much money on. So this will be a free-to-play account for all the people that want to be free-to-play as well. And yeah, pretty much a perfect start. And I'll give some pointers to what you want to be using to gear your champions. Right now you can really just put them on anything. though the gear set that you get from the downloading will probably be best to go on your ultimate galek, just because it's probably going to be better than the piece of savage you get for the Palace Chase. Simply because this is going to get us 15% more attack, while this is going to be a broken and not get us anything. Unfortunately, we have to be instant upgrade. Oh, it looks level 5 now. Used to be level 40 that you unlock it, which, thumbs up to raid, that is a really good change. And I will try to post a video almost every day, basically going along saying what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing, making some guide videos basically. And what you shouldn't be doing is wasting silver. Now I am going to spend a bit of silver in the early game. Obviously they give you quite a lot of silver in the early game from that pack. It's free for everyone, just to level up some gear and speed through things. Don't worry about relics for now, they're not going to be important. Same with blessings. Masteries you can get into a bit later on, though we're going to be trying to get our masteries, we're going to buy them. Now I will be 6-starring my Supreme Galek as my first 6-star, as he will be a lot more tanky and have overall more stats. You can see 17,000 HP, only 1,000 defense, so not great defense, but he does come with some crit rate, which I don't think Kale does. I think Kale doesn't come with any crit rate, but he does get some crit rate from his skills. Oh no, he does come with crit rate. But Ultimate Galek has more crit damage, more HP, more defense and attack. But do note that it may be harder to, or it will be harder to book out a legendary than a rare, and it will also be harder to ascend a legendary than a rare, but I will be going for Supreme Galek because why not? And we'll just put these two in there for now. And I won't make you watch everything, but I will come back at the campaign boss at the end and we will see what we are. Okay, stage 7 is down and we are going to equip our Supreme Galek with some more gear. Alright, very good, very good. And we might as well. And something you want to be wary of is just not spending your gems all the time on everything, and also the Arbiter missions. They are very important, and I would suggest that you do them. Because they're going to get you gems, energy, silver, brews, all the stuff you need to level your champions. And also some of these quests, like the artifacts quest, the champion quests, they're really, really great for getting new shards and stuff like that. So if you are able to, it would be advisable that you do these. They're also going to get you some books, which is really great for leveling up your champion skills. Now right now, it'd probably be a good idea to try and push in this event if you can, just because you're going to be able to get that ancient shard and of course the amazing speed gear that you're going to get. And let's also change our name. Here we are. Ghostly Guy 25. There we go. Now you might see this XP barrel and look at that and be very enticed to use it because, you know, why not? Let's get our Ultimate Galek to level 50 instantly. But that's actually a really bad idea. What you want to do is wait till you can 6-star someone and then use that XP barrel on them immediately, and that will boost you along quite nicely. nicely. You also get some player points if you do that on player, which is nice. I think that was in our achievements, which is connect your account or change your username. So get some player points and gems, and our goal is to go as far as possible in campaign and get 800 gems. Once we do that, we're going to be able to give our ultimate galek or spring galek. He's full mastery set, and we'll also should be able to 6-star by then. We also want to get to level 6 so we can put some brews into our champions and stuff like that. But now we're level 5, we can obviously now instant upgrade, and we're going to upgrade some of his gear to level 8. We've also got some type of, I believe, forge pass for new players kind of thing going on, which is pretty good. Yeah, so with this link, let me see, passes, apprentice challenges, very nice. Now I wouldn't advise you buy this, as it's not too bad, because you know you're getting 3 rank 5 chickens, and you do rank up quite nicely if we have a look. So that's $22 AUD. So it's not a terrible purchase, as you're getting some good immortal gear early on. You're also getting some chickens, especially these 5-star chickens. So if you really wanted to, you could buy this and get a 6-star pretty early, though you don't need to, just something you can do. And you'll get 1 level a day from the daily challenges, I believe, and then from these, you should be able to speed along pretty quick. And we did just get some lifesteal gear, so I might put this lifesteal gear on if it's any better. Some of the pieces are actually better, so I might as well. Now crit damage I don't think I'm going to really care about, just because we've not got a lot of crit rate. If you have a lot of crit rate, then crit damage is a good idea, but if not, then you don't really need to worry about that. And my internet has just thrown up apparently. There we go. And something I would recommend is using the fitting room. What this will do is you can equip champions with gear and see the stats that they get, and think, well, if I equip this piece I'll lose 2 speed here and some accuracy, but obviously it's lifesteal, so you can kind of mess around with gear without having to actually spend gold, or I guess not gold, or silver. And there we go, and then you can equip it all in one go. And I will level this up to 8. And about stars in campaign, we are going to try and get as many stars as possible, so we're going to be rocking 2 champions, and the best way of doing that is grabbing someone that can do a lot of damage, like ultimate, or I keep calling him ultimate, Supreme Galek, so someone that can do lots of damage, and then someone that does some healing. I wouldn't recommend War Priest though, she's good, but she is kind of, she's not amazing. So once maybe you summon a better support, great support champions, like in here we have Apothecary. You're obviously going to get a Tagore at, I believe, level 10 or 15. So I would just wait till you get Tagore to really invest in a support type champion. And it might be in your interest to do something like this, though I think this event will be ended before my video gets up, but I will try and do this event just because of that lovely blue shard at the end and the gems and the chickens. But it might take a lot of silver, so I probably won't. And another thing is you always want to save your shards, whether that be ancients, voids, primals, or legendaries. And legendaries right now, for a new player, you have a 2x chance right now of getting a legendary champion. I also want to see my mercy system. But there's going to be 2x events for these when they roll round. I believe it's every Friday or so. There's going to be normally an event for these, so always save your shards until you see that 2x chance, because that turns your chance from, say with Sacreds, from a 6% to a 12% with each shard, pretty massive. And your Primals with Mythicals, instead of being a 0.5, it's going to be a 1% chance with Mythicals. You get the deal, it's double the chances, so really want to save all your shards for that. And so basically going to be just trying to get through campaign as quick as possible so we can get the most rewards, and we try to use the ultimate, or not ultimate, galek, but supreme galek, putting in a lot of work. And the amazing thing about Supreme Galek is that his passive is, in this game, CC, which means crowd control. So debuffs like sleep, stun, freeze, fear, petrification, any debuff that can stop your champion from taking a turn, he will remove that debuff at the start of his turn. So he can't be crowd controlled, he can't be stunned, he can't be feared, he can't be slept, he can't be nothing. Which makes him really, really great into Minotaur, obviously, for farming, and other dungeons and arena. And then Elenaro is really great as well, because she's got a lot of poisons. And if you're new to the game, then this is all really great information. So poisons, what they do is, well, they're called dots, or damage over time. And they're basically a debuff that you place, and when an enemy takes their turn, they'll get a certain amount of damage based on their health or based on the poison damage. You can't increase the poison damage or decrease poison damage. It does a flat rate percentage based to the HP. I don't know how much this rate is, but it does do quite a lot of damage if you stack poisons. Next thing you want to learn is affinity. So you'll notice that there's like this purple triangle, or this blue kind of thing, and that's called affinity. Now in this game, affinity is basically rock, paper, scissors. So blue will beat green, green will beat red, and red will beat blue. But then, what about this weird purple thing? And what are void shards? Why are they so hard to come by? Well, void champions are the exception to this rule. Void champions are basically just kind of effective against everything. They're not super effective, and they're not bad. They're in the middle. So they don't beat other affinities, they just act as if other affinities were the same affinity, so they do normal damage against every affinity, which is why they're very hard to come by, and they're also very, very good. There's also other debuffs, like HP burn, I'm sure you've seen in Ultimate Galek's kit. And what HP burn effectively does is the same as poison, basically. So there's not too much to learn about. The dot debuffs are pretty much all the same. There's a bit of difference between poison and HP burn, as poison will just do the damage to one target, but if there's HP burn on one target or multiple targets, so if there's HP burn on two targets, when one target takes a turn, the other targets with HP burn will also get damaged, if that makes sense. So if I were to put HP burn on 4 champions, one champion takes a turn, all the other champions with HP burn will get damaged. So quite nice. And this is really effective into the spider den, as the fastest way to kill the spider and the most efficient way is to use HP burn, because all the spiderlings are taking turns, and then obviously slowly but surely killing the spider mother, and really doing a lot of work there. There's also different types of damage in the game. There are normal damage, which is your just attackers, which will just attack one enemy. Then there's going to be HP and defense damage, but this doesn't make sense. They're supposed to be tanky champions that take damage, not deal damage. Well, some champions actually have great multipliers on their abilities, meaning that a defense champion, maybe like Fellhound or Soulless, can do a lot of damage. Same for support champions. Armans is one of them, who is a support champion, but in damage gear can hit for a good amount of damage with his 2 damage abilities. But then we've got the odd one out, which is damage based on enemies' max HP. Now, this basically means that a percentage of the enemy's max HP will be the damage you deal. So, say the enemy had 10,000 HP, and most bosses have a passive to where you can't deal more than 10% or something like that of max HP damage, otherwise it'd be way too broken. So say a boss had 10,000 HP, you do about 1,000 damage. But this can't scale over a certain amount, unfortunately. And then with increase crit rate, increase crit damage, what do? So increase crit rate, increase crit damage, or crit damage, crit rate is going to affect how much damage you... Crit damage will affect how much damage you do when you crit, and crit rate will impact the chance of you critting. So you can see, you'll sometimes see that yellow number, that is a critical hit, and you can see instead of doing 3,000 damage, I did 5,000 damage. Well, crit rate is going to make you crit more, and you want about 85 to 100% crit rate on damage dealing champions, and then crit damage is going to be basically like a multiplier of how much more damage you'll do. So with 50% crit rate, I'm doing 2,000 more damage, but with 200% crit rate, I could be doing maybe 20,000 more damage. There's also a lot more to talk about if you're a new player, which I'll get into the next video, which will be mainly about buffs and debuffs, increase defense, decrease defense, strength and weaken, all that good stuff. And for all that already know all this, if you see anyone needing help in the comments, or maybe I missed something, please do say, because I'm not perfect. And as I said, your goal is definitely going to be get 800 gems and your first 6-star champion, whether that be your Kale or your Supreme Galek. I wouldn't recommend Elenaro as your first 6-star, because you want someone that can do a lot of damage to farm food. And I'll just do a quick little thing on food. Food basically means the champions you feed in other champions to level them up. So if I want a 4-star, a 3-star, I need 3 other 3 stars. If I want a 5-6-star someone, I need 5 5-stars. Want a 4-star someone, 3 3-stars. Want a 3-star someone, 2 2-stars. Simple as that. And the person that you want to 6-star, see I couldn't 6-star Supreme Galek right now because he's not max level. They have to be max level, and then you can 6-star, 4-star, or 5-star. Stuff like that. I hope this video was helpful. I'll try to make sure I put a link for that link in the description. And if you're struggling or need help or just advice with anything raid related, ask me in the comments and I'll try to get back to you. Alright, and that's probably going to do it for today. I will keep going on this account. And just remember, save your shards for 2x events, save your gems for your first 6-star champions masteries, and obviously always try to 2-man so you can get the most amount of stars to get all the rewards. I've been Ghostly Scrub. Thank you for watching.